back, guys. Today we will be continuing with the next 5 human body systems. In the previous lecture, we covered integumentary system, skeletal system, muscular system, nervous system, endocrine system and cardiovascular system. If you haven't watched the video lecture of these systems, please go back to watch the video. The link is in the description down below. Today we will cover the digestive system. Digestive system is a group of organs working together to convert the food into energy and basic nutrients to feed the entire body. Food passes through a long tube inside the body known as alimentary canal or GI tract. GI tract, why? Because gastrointestinal tract. Okay, so let us look at the organs of these digestive system. What are the organs? So starting from top to bottom, we have the mouth, then we have the pharynx, salivary gland, esophagus, liver, gallbladder, stomach, pancreas, large intestine, small intestine and anus. Anus is the point where the removal of the waste happens. This diagram is very important from the examination point of view. It is often asked in the to label the diagram and describe the steps of digestion. The 7 steps of digestion are ingestion, propulsion, mechanical digestion, and then the chemical digestion and absorption, and then at last defecation. As we discussed, the major function this digestive system plays is it achieves physical and chemical breakdown of food, absorbs nutrients, eliminates solid waste. So the next system is a urinary system, which is also known as the renal system or urinary tract. This consists of kidney, uterus, bladder and the urethra. These are the major components which make the urinary system. So what happens, guys, is that we intake nutrients and food, and these nutrients and foods needs to get converted into energy, which happens through the process of digestive system, which we studied just earlier. And while this conversion takes place in our body, several waste byproducts are also created which are harmful for our body, and these needs to be eliminated from our body. So the main purpose of urinary system is to eliminate waste from our body. Apart from this also regulates the volume, regulates the blood volume and blood pressure, controls the levels of electrolytes and metabolisms, and regulates the blood pH. As you can see, when we are talking about the pH, it is written over there that it helps in maintaining the acid-base balance. That is for the pH balance, maintains body's mineral balance and helps regulate production of red blood cells. So the next one we have is lymphatic system and immunity system. The lymphatic system or a lymphoid system is an organ system in vertebrates that is part of the circulatory system and the immune system. It is made up of large network of lymphatic vessels, lymphatic organs and tissues. The vessels carry a clear fluid called lymph towards the heart. But unlike cardiovascular system, the lymphatic system is not a closed system. If we look at the components of the lymphatic system, these are tonsil, thymus, thyroid duct, spleen. Spleen acts as the quality control. Basically, the spleen plays multiple support roles in the body. It acts as a filter for the body as part of the immune system. It also creates red blood cells and it also recycles the red blood cells, and it produces the white blood cells which fight the anti-aging. There is one more, there is the notation of the lymph node and lymphatic vessels. There is one more which is missing in the diagram, that is bone marrow. Bone marrow is basically a sponge-like tissue found inside the bones. That is also a part of the lymphatic system. And if we look at the functions of the lymphatic system, we can see the first one is returns proteins and fluids to blood. The second one is carries lipids from gastrointestinal tract to blood, and it also includes structures where lymphocytes that protect against a disease causing microbes mature and proliferate. Lymphocytes are similar to the white blood cells which are created by which is created by the lymphatic system. And so basically this means is wherever the disease causing microbes are proliferating, that means increasing, it forms a structure around it so that our body can fight against it. So the next we have is the simplest respiratory system, which describes the breathing process in human beings, the intake of oxygen and outgo of carbon dioxide. So looking at the components, the first one we have is pharynx and larynx. The major difference between pharynx and larynx is that pharynx is a part of an alimentary canal which extends from the nasal cavity and the mouth to the larynx and the esophagus, where larynx is the upper portion of the trachea. Now both air and food passes through pharynx. The larynx is also called the vocal box since it contains the vocal cord. Coming down, we have the trachea, then we have the bronchus and the lungs. As we see, the functions transfers oxygen from inhaled air to blood and carbon dioxide from blood to exhaled air. Helps regulate acid-base balance of body fluids. Air flowing out of lungs through vocal cords produces sound. So that is how we are able to talk. So the last system which we study is the reproductive system. The female reproductive system and the male reproductive system. Again, diagram here is very important from the examination point of view. The labeling and diagrams are often asked. So looking at the female reproductive system first, the components. At the top we have the mammary gland. Mammary gland is an exocrine gland in humans and in other mammals as well that produces the milk to feed the offspring, and in case of humans, the child when the child is born. And the next we have is the uterine, the fallopian tube, the ovaries which produces the egg, the uterus and the vagina, the opening through where the intercourse happens. Coming to the male reproductive system, we have ductus, we have seminal vesicles, the penis which goes inside the vagina during the process of intercourse, testis which produces the sperms, and the prostate. So components, let's read what's written here. So it's gonads, testis in males and ovaries in females, and associated organs are uterine tubes, uterus, vagina in females, epidermis, ductus, and deferens and penis in males. Pretty much everything has been discussed already while covering the components in the diagram. And the functions are gonads produce gametes which are sperms and ovaries that unite to form a new organism. Gonads also release hormones that regulate the reproduction and other body processes. Associated organs transport and store and gametes. So the hormones they are talking about are the testosterone, progesterone, and estrogen. And guys, if you have any questions, please ask them in the comment section. We will answer them as soon as possible, and slides of these video lectures will be uploaded soon. And in case you have liked our video, please share it among your friends, teachers, community, and whoever can be benefited. Please subscribe to our channel so that you keep getting these educational videos free of cost.